Hello, everyone. This is Lori Hargis with June's Health Forecast. This is a very exciting health forecast because as we are going into warmer days, longer days, we have more sunlight. And we all love that. We can get out and have a great time, right? However, we have a tendency then to, be out later, right? And maybe overdo it a little bit because, you know, we want to be out in the sun and have fun. Well, a lot of times when the weather starts warming up like this, we become more in our heads. And this can lead to where we can't sleep as well at night because we're not really fully embodied. And if we're not sleeping well at night, then it can lead us into other chronic conditions, especially if we're losing sleep 3 nights a week for 1 month. And this can lead us into insomnia, basically. So our health forecast this month is all about when you are high strung and wound up and you don't know how to get yourself relaxed enough to go to sleep. And when we lose sleep, it can put us into anxiety and depression and then lead us into chronic illnesses. So this health forecast is going to teach you how to use lavender essential oil, and lavender flower essence. And I got my start in aromatherapy with lavender essential oil. My family and I went to a health food store and we were already using herbs and vitamins and flower essences. And I walked over there. On the shelf was a little small book, and I opened up the book, and it talked about how using lavender in your bath at night can calm and relax you. And we bought some orange and clary sage for menstrual cramps and headaches, orange for upliftment, and geranium for its balancing effects. So my son at that time was stuttering, and now he's about 9 years old. And he had been stuttering since the age of 4. And he would stutter on the words, you see, you see, you see. And this was very frustrating for him and very embarrassing. And I had him in speech pathology from the age of 4 to 6. And when he got ready to go to school, the speech pathologist at the hospital said, Lori, Bert's probably going to get thrown between the cracks because of the way his speech impediment is. They're going to say, oh, it's not as big a deal as other people. Well, it was a big deal for Bert, and he was teased a lot about it, and adults were quite cruel about it. They were saying things like, well, just spit it out, kid, and stuff like that. Well, that really hurts your self-image and your identity, doesn't it? So we thought, hey, we just started putting lavender in the bath, 5 to 10 drops, depending on if it was an adult or a kid, every night for all 4 of us. And within 1 month, Bert stopped stuttering. And we were all amazed. And we continued using lavender in our bath. And Bert continues to use lavender in his bath this day. And, he's a horseshoer, a horse chiropractor. And, he's a guy who comes home and takes a bath every night. And he loves lavender oil. And this just goes to show you what lavender can do, how it can calm and soothe the nervous system. And the reason is because it contains 2 major chemical constituents, linalool and linoleacetate. And little acetate is an ester, which really calms you down. And alcohol is very balancing and gentle on your nervous system. So this is, the reason why it helped Bert. Also, they've noticed in stuttering is where it's not accessing, the messages aren't connecting in the brain fast enough. So you have this delay. So, when we use essential oils, they're like spark plugs to our nervous system. And that's what it did for Bert. It reconnected. It made that connection go faster for him. So he wasn't stuttering. The things could come clearly out, from his brain, out of his mouth. So I want to thank Lavender Essential Oil for all the wonderful things it's done for my family, my son, and for my clients and my students' clients. So this month we'll talk about sleeplessness. You're going to see a case study on that. You're going to see how they use lavender and how the sleeplessness caused our student's client to have anxiety and depression, and how lavender pulled them out of that. So you'll see that in our case study. And then we're going to talk about the flower essence, the lavender flower essence, and how that really helps you when you are, one of these people that are in your head all the time. Maybe you get lots of headaches, or maybe you hit your head all the time, or you have accidents where it's always a head injury. It's like this plant here. It's just like the plant lavender. As you notice, the flowers on it are more top heavy than the stems. And so that's the signature of the plant. It's where you're too heady. And a lot of times when people are doing spiritual practices, they're meditating a lot and they're in their heads a lot. Or if you're studying a lot, right? You're reading lots of books, or you're on the computer reading lots of things to study, you get really stuck in your head. And what you do is you take all that energy in, but you can't process it because it's all up here. The energy is not grounded into your body, into the earth. And what lavender flower essence helps you do is it helps you ground that energy. It helps you where you can bring the light in, be creative, and then ground yourself into the earth. So you don't walk around top heavy, where you have a real balance in your life. And my meditation teacher always said, there's some people who are so highly minded, they're no earthly good. And she was totally correct in that. And one way for you to be more grounded is to do more breathing, deep breathing, before you do your meditation, and use lavender flower essence, 4 drops under your tongue 4 times a day. We hope you enjoy our blog and this introduction video to High Strung and Wound Up. Use lavender essential oil and lavender flower essence. We hope you have a beautiful month of June and enjoy the lavender essential oil and flower essence. Don't forget your essentials. Use your common sense. Au revoir.